Hey, so this time I thought I would try and curl my hair using the straw method I saw online. You just need some straws and some bobby pins. Now, they recommended that you start with damp hair, but I have better luck when curling my hair with no heat methods by separating out what section that I want to curl and then adding water at that point, not having damp hair and then going for it. So they recommended that you start by curling the very top or the ends of your hair. I think they did it either way, but they would wrap it around a few times and then try and secure it with a bobby pin and then try and tie the straw. I was not having very much luck in this method, either starting it near the roots of my hair and then trying to add a bobby pin and it just kind of falls. Yeah, that didn't work out too well for me. And then they recommended that you tie the straw ends together. That was not happening for me either. I managed to get 2 or 3 of them like that before I almost gave up. Yeah, so you can see it also kind of deforms the curl a little bit. I was not too impressed at this point. Alright, so the next few that I tried, I also tried to tie the ends off of the straws, still wetting it with a bowl of water that I had on the side there. So I was still holding the straw pretty close to my root and then wrapping the hair itself around. And you're supposed to do it pretty tightly, but without it being secured with a bobby pin at the start, it wasn't working very well for me. I was having a hard time even just getting the hair and the bobby pin to cooperate because I had just made my hair damp. And trying to tie it, I don't know if they had, I think they had a little bit shorter hair than me, so maybe it works if you have less hair on the actual straw. I was getting the hang of wrapping it at this point, but it still, before I could get the bobby pin on there, often decided to try and come off. Plus I was worried about the ends being a little straight. If you can see right there, a lot of the ends, and maybe it's because I have a few layers, weren't getting tucked in there and actually getting curled. Yeah, you can see I have a little tail there. I was so not impressed at this point. Yeah. Still had to secure it as well. So at this point I thought maybe I should try and shake up my routine. I started by curling at the tip of my hair. And then before I rolled it up any further, I tried and secured that tip at the end with a bobby pin. And then it was pretty easy to kind of just use the straw itself to roll up along my hair. I still was trying to tie it at this point, but then I decided, hey, let's just use another bobby pin, and it kind of stuck well. So from this point on, I kind of decided just to roll at the tip, and then secure it with a bobby pin, then roll up my whole hair, and then secure that again with a bobby pin. Later on, I did realize that I didn't have to have that second bobby pin, and I could just use the original one and form like a cross shape with the straw, and then secure it, but at this point I still had a ton of bobby pins left, so I figured why not. A little bit more of a close-up. Also, because these are quite small curls, you have to do a lot of them. I'm cutting this down by a lot, but I think the whole process took about 45 minutes. Now, apparently you're supposed to be able to sleep in these, but I did not try to. I left them in for maybe 2 hours, maybe 3. I wasn't really counting because obviously the ones in the beginning of my hair got a lot more time than the ones by the root of my hair, by the base, by the neck. So I was getting the hang of it by now. I could do them a lot quicker. If I was to try this again, it probably wouldn't take me as long. Maybe like a half hour to do all of it. Again though, because I wasn't starting with completely damp hair, I was wetting my hair as I went. I think I could have gotten away with larger sections and still had the same effect. Oh my gosh. I still had all that hair to go at this point. Yep, at this point I figured out I only needed one bobby pin and one straw per curl. Here was the last of it. And that's it, all done. So I only left it in for 2.5 or 3 hours. Definitely did not do it overnight. Not sure how comfortable that would be with all the bobby pins in there. So here we are a little bit later, actually nighttime, when I decided to take them out. And they were definitely springy. I would like to think that my hair is pretty long, but once I had taken the curls out, it looked so short. You can see how springy they are, and I didn't even leave them in overnight. They were a bit of work to take out as well because there were so many curls. I'd say, oh, yep, then I realized that my light was pretty bad, so I moved right up close to my lamp. Have gotten most of them out by now. But I would definitely, if you're going to do this in the morning, leave yourself a good 20 or so minutes to not only take out the curls, but then separate them if you want to separate them. Some of the ends, because of how I had to bobby pin them, they didn't end up as clean as they could have been, but hey, not bad for a first attempt. So I've nearly got them all out now. You can see how tight the curls were. And that's it. There they all are before I separate them. You can see that where I bobby pinned some of the ends, they didn't fully curl on the ends. I wonder if I could remedy that in a future application of these. Oh, and there's Molly Kitty. She was helping me. Oh, she's such a good helper. Oh, look at her. Oh, she's such a good helper. But not really. Okay, so then I started to separate my curls. In a second, of course, after playing with the ringlets. There we go. And they got quite voluminous. Every time that I felt like I had finished a section, there was still a very curled, tight part that I could still pull apart a little bit. Yeah, you can really see how poofy it got now. Now, I know I said that curl formers gave me poodle hair, but this was true poodle hair. Still going. I didn't want to brush these curls because I was afraid it would get a little frizzy, so I just took the time to separate them all, but I'd like to see if there's a quicker way to make them less ringlety in the future. Also, the next time I do it, I'll probably go further up on my hair. I should have done it in layers, starting around my top part and then moving downwards, but I wasn't really thinking about it when I was doing it, or how curly it would really end up. So there we go! Just fluffing it out a little bit more. I kept finding parts that needed just a little bit more separation as I went. Also, I think I was doing them almost all in the same direction. I think next time I might take the time to put some in one direction and then the other so that they didn't clump back together. But yeah, here was the results of that curling method. Definitely would not do it all the time just for the time that it took, but I'm glad that I tried it out. And I could really shake my head and they would still be full-on curls. So since I did this at nighttime, I thought I would see how it would hold up after I slept as well. So I just went to bed just right on these. I didn't bind them at all, and then filmed again in the morning so you could see how that turned out. Yeah. I'm glad I tried this method though. Gratuitous hair shots up close. Primarily because I don't know when I'm gonna do this again. So might as well get the enjoyment out of it now. This was the next morning. I didn't do anything to them. You can see obviously the side that I had slept on a little bit more was more messy. But they definitely calmed down a little bit in volume. I could still totally shake them and get the poodle effect, but I really liked having it second day hair as a ponytail, as you can see. So I hoped you liked me trying out this method, and I'm sure I will do more no-heat curls later. See ya!